Let's make a massive thematic pivot away from small-town pack dynamics and deep fantasy shifters. We are shifting our operational trackers directly into the elite, dizzying world of high-fashion Manhattan and the vast, breathtaking landscapes of equatorial Africa with The Sun Sister, a spectacular, emotionally dense, and beautifully executed historical contemporary crossover that establishes Lucinda Riley's monumental Seven Sisters series as an elite, undisputed masterpiece in modern sweeping epic fiction. Let's lay out the strategic narrative grid. If you are a fan of stories where a dazzling, hyper-vulnerable international supermodel must navigate the toxic pressures of global fame and personal addiction while uncovering an incredibly complex family history tracing back to 1940s Kenya, where a brilliant woman must peel back layers of emotional camouflage to find her true heritage, and where the author utilizes an incandescent dual-timeline self-discovery diagnostic routine to map out generational trauma, this book is engineered to lock you in. Riley completely dominates the sweeping, multi-generational historical mystery dynamic, capturing the heart-racing emotional momentum, vast atmospheric depth, and deep personal evolution popularized by authors like Kristen Hanna, Kate Morton, and Fiona Davis, while treating systemic privilege, cultural identity, and raw personal healing with exquisite care. The contemporary narrative tracking grid zeroes in on our central protagonist, Electra Duplies. To the outside world, she is an absolute icon, operating at the apex of the global modeling industry. Yet behind her fierce, untouchable public exterior lies a walking act of survival. Her psychological safety buffers are completely fractured, her analytical focus entirely consumed by the crushing anxiety of her career and a spiraling dependence on substances to numb the pain of her adoptive father's recent death. Her defensive perimeters are locked down tight, her internal metrics flashing a total system warning. The spark ignites when an unexpected anomaly breaches her inner territory. A woman claiming to be her biological grandmother connects with her active scanning perimeter, unlocking a massive hidden lineage dossier that transports us back to the rugged, volatile plains of East Africa during the Second World War. The tactical perimeters explode as the historical timeline introduces us to Cecily Huntley Morgan, a young American woman fleeing a broken heart in New York to stay with her godmother in the notorious, decadent Happy Valley set of Kenya. Cecily's journey becomes a fiercely realistic, entirely pragmatic battle for identity and survival. As she navigates the complex social hierarchies of colonial Africa, she uncovers a world fractured by impending war, deep cultural divides, and forbidden love. Every life-altering choice Cecily makes under the vast, unyielding African sun establishes a historical blueprint that directly maps onto Electra's modern fight for recovery and redemption. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of personal perspective and internal survival. We watch Electra find her clinical defense mechanisms completely unwrapped as she begins a grueling, calculation-heavy campaign to reclaim her sobriety and embrace her true heritage. As she rebuilds her internal stability, the historical narrative tracks a breathtaking sequence of events in Kenya involving the Maasai people, secret family allegiances, and the profound legacy of racial and social activism. It is a contemporary fiction, historical mystery, multi-generational drama, cultural discovery epic masterpiece that treats deep historical logistics and raw emotional intensity with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy emotional intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, uncovering who you are before the world tells you who to be energy, where a sudden shift in family dynamics, an unexpected letter from the past, or a quiet moment of clarity in a rehabilitation center carries massive structural weight. Riley writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the clinical, cold hum of New York penthouses, the oppressive atmosphere of high-fashion runways, and the distinct, subtle scent of dry grass, rich African earth, vintage perfumes, and pure, unadulterated resilience. What truly elevates this monumental sixth book into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to balance realistic emotional healing alongside breathtaking historical scale. Our heroine isn't a fragile asset waiting to be rescued. Electra's immense psychological grit, growing empathy, and deep capacity to face her demons match the complexity of the sweeping historical world her ancestors dominated step for step, making her choice to surrender to her true calling feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense emotional stalemates and breathtaking life transitions before ratcheting up to an absolute jaw-dropping conclusion that delivers permanent, hard-earned peace to her horizon. The Sun Sister is the definitive pro-level upgrade your historical fiction and high-stakes contemporary drama library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unpredictable. It proves that when your entire universe is fractured by the pressures of the present, the most revolutionary play you can execute is to trust the voices of the past to guide you home. So secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your emotional defensive parameters, open your Kindle, and prepare it across the globe.